Hello and welcome to the last module that we didn't finish on our training evening. So we have the last module here, which is module 6 in cleaning and disinfection. So there is 9 segments that I'm going to go through, and thank you very much for watching. So the first one is introduction. In this module, we will learn about the key role an effective cleaning and disinfectant plays in maintaining food safety, be able to describe the 6 stages of cleaning, be aware of waste storage requirements and procedures. So the introduction. Effective cleaning and disinfection is essential to control microbiological hazards during food prep and storage. But we also need to consider the chemical and physical hazards presented from the cleaning materials themselves. We will learn here about safe cleaning methods and the use of schedules to help manage the different tasks. Food and packaging waste also needs to be managed to ensure it doesn't present a risk to food or attract pests to the premises. Why we need to clean. Food hygiene law states that all food premises are to be kept clean and that food contact equipment must be cleaned, and where required, disinfectant as frequently as necessary. You may recall in the legal module we looked at hygiene emergency prohibition notices and where these can be served and where premises are unclean and present a health risk to health. You have a responsibility to clear and clean as you go, to follow the cleaning schedule and to use any chemical safely in accordance with your training. You also need to let the setting manager know if you're short of any cleaning chemicals or materials. The legal reasons aren't the only reasons we need to keep a clean and hygienic setting. This is also to create a safe and pleasant working environment so you don't fall over or get hurt. To prevent pests, so food debris and packaging can attract pests. Remove food and dirt particles from surfaces and equipment. So these can build up over time and bacteria can grow. Disinfect the surfaces and equipment, so reduces the amount of harmful bacteria to a safe level. Reduce physical contamination allergen risks. So if dirt or food gets in, dirt or grease gets into the food, this can be classed as a physical contamination. And not cleaning spillages or allergens like flour could result in a cross-contamination. The definition of cleaning. This is the process of removing food debris, dirt and grease. It must use a combination of hot water, chemicals and physical energy. Detergent. This is a chemical that removes dirt and grease, sometimes referred to as degreasers. They do not kill bacteria, but if we don't remove the dirt and grease, the disinfectant will not work. Disinfectant, these reduce bacteria to a safe level. They do not kill them all. The sanitizer, this does the job of both detergent and disinfectant, but can only be used on very light soiled surfaces, as heavy soiled surfaces will deactivate the disinfectant part of the sanitizer. Sanitizers cannot be used on equipment used for raw and cooked foods. Sterilization, a process that destroys all microorganisms and their spores. Safe cleaning methods. If not completed properly, cleaning itself can cause contamination, such as using the same cloth for cleaning a raw food prep area or item of equipment as ready and a food prep area or item of equipment as a ready-to-eat area or an item of equipment. Using generally dirty cleaning materials can also cause contamination. These are essentially 2 main stages to cleaning that must be covered. So we spoke about cleaning and then disinfecting. It is really important that the second stage, the contact time for the disinfectant or sanitizer, is followed carefully. The bottle or main container will tell you how long the product needs to be on the surface of equipment for them to have a desired effect before rinsing off. If you do not leave the disinfectant on long enough, the bacteria may not be reduced to a safe level, and too long could lead to bacterial resistance, and they'll become used to the chemical, and it may stop working as it should. And here is a video. The first stage was cleaning the surface with hot soapy water. How many times did the cook rinse the surface? So she rinsed it after the second stage. The answer was on that one, after the first and second stage. The second stage was, so she cleaned it with hot soapy water. Oh, not going to loosen this one on my. The sixth stage clean is, so pre-clean. So have a go at that. For the time, I'm not going to do that. Oh. If you're using a sanitizer and not a separate detergent than disinfectant, then this can be reduced to 4 stages. But as we said earlier, this only could be for lightly soiled surfaces. Not everything in the kitchen needs to be disinfected. Only food and hand contact surfaces and equipment like chopping boards, food containers, fridge handles and prep surfaces areas, walls, floors, ceilings, drains, etc. This needs to be requiring cleaning and degreasing. Preventing cross-contamination when cleaning. There are some simple things we need to remember to ensure cleaning doesn't always create more of a risk to food and is done safely. So always disconnect any electrical appliances, wear PPE, keep cleaning chemicals in a separate lockable area, keep the cleaning equipment itself clean, use color-coded cloths and equipment, make sure foods are covered when cleaning, always make sure cleaning chemicals are labelled, and don't store cloths and mops for longer than stated in the disinfectant. Clean as you go. Cleaning is so much easier and quicker if food debris and food waste isn't allowed to build up throughout the day and over time. Clean and tidy you as you go, dealing with spillages as they happen and removing waste, food waste and packaging immediately. Fridges and food areas. These are high risk areas as food are in contact with them, presenting a high risk of contamination if bacteria and dirt build up. Be careful when cleaning fridges if using high strength chemicals as they can taint the food. It is important to thoroughly rinse any chemical residue. Pay attention to the seals and the outsides of the fridge, like the door and the handle. Handles should only be cleaned and disinfected frequently throughout the day to reduce the risk of cross-contamination from hands, particularly the unit holding raw meat. Fridge and freezer, fan grills often become blocked with grease and dust, so should be regularly cleaned to keep the unit in good working order. Dishwashers are also clean and disinfect using a combination of very hot water and chemicals. The cycle wash should always be around 60 degrees and then rinse at 82 degrees. Soiled items should be pre-rinsed before putting through and stacked correctly. The jet arms can become dirty and blocked, and harmful pink mold can build up on the inside. So ensure that the areas are thoroughly cleaned regularly. Allow items to fully air dry before putting them away. Formula, makeup, and sterilization of bottles. Follow the steps to make sure it's done correctly. Stage 1, fill the kettle with at least 1 litre of fresh tap water. Do not use water that has been boiled before. Do's and don'ts. Do follow the manufacturer's instructions very carefully, as they vary on how much water and powder is used. Do not add any sugar or cereals to the baby formula. Never warm up formula in a microwave. Do not add extra formula powder when making up a bottle. This can make the baby constipated or dehydrated. There's some further reading there. Knowledge check. Match the correct definitions to the followed terms. So you've got a way to prevent cross-contamination when cleaning. It's the same answers here. Always clean up spillages straight away. So as clean as you go. There you go. So there'll be a couple here. Chemicals that reduce bacteria to a safe level. A length of time in sanitizing and disinfecting. A chemical that cleans and disinfects. And the ideal cloth to use when cleaning. What temperature should the wash cycle be on a dishwasher? What should the temperature be on the rinse cycle? Match the do's and don'ts when making a formula bottle. Don't add extra formula. What would you do here? Throw any left formula away. Don't put chemicals in unmarked containers. And a do when cleaning is throw any leftover formula. I'd put cover open food. So let's just give this a go. Correct. Cleaning schedules. It's important to make sure that all areas and items are cleaned as often as they should be, as there needs to be a plan in place to organise these important tasks. It's a good idea to split the tasks into daily and weekly. A schedule should include the item of area that needs to be cleaned, how often to clean, what chemical and equipment to use, and the method of including the contact time, PPE if needed, who is to and who has completed. A sign off to say that someone has checked the tasks that they've been done. If any item was not cleaned when it should have, it's a good idea to write to corrective action in your food safety management system to state when it will be cleaned, i.e. as soon as possible. In here, you'll find in your food books your cleaning schedule. As a business that provides food, you should be able to have a suitable provision for the storage of waste, both inside and outside of the premises. The containers also need to be closable to prevent attracting pests and allowing them to access. So the internal bins, should be empty throughout the day and always at the end. Ideally have a foot pedal, be cleansable and kept clean, be waterproof and never used to store food. And the external ones have a tight fitting lid that closed and not overflowing, have bungs in the bottom to prevent access by pets. The whole area must be kept clean and tidy and be emptied and cleaned as often as necessary. And ideally, remember to always wash your hands after handling the bin areas. And we've got a self-assessment here. So which of the following would you use to clean and disinfect food surfaces? Which of the following is the correct order for 6-stage cleaning? What is the correct temperature of the rinse cycle with a dishwasher? Which of the following items should be cleaned and disinfected? So in summary, in this module, we've looked at why it's important to keep the premises clean and safe procedures for doing so. You should understand the 6-stage cleaning process and how food waste can be stored safely. End of the course quiz. So here, I will send this over to you for you to complete, and thank you very much for watching the last part.